Telling yourself positive affirmations without letting go of the core beliefs that are actually holding you back is like trying to run a 50-yard dash while you're strapped to a starting line with a bungee cord. You can run as fast and hard as you want, but you always just get pulled back to where you started. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brett and I'm a financial coach. I help individuals and couples with a fluctuating income build financial stability and take control of their money to achieve lasting success. Last week I posted a video how learning to transform your financial identity and your perception of yourself is the key to fully breaking free from the constant money struggle. Today I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can start shifting your view on money from a place of surviving to thriving. All of these will be extremely helpful in your financial journey, and that's why I recommend watching this video until the end. Let's get into it. The first way that you can start to transform the way that you identify with money is to start asking questions that will challenge any limiting beliefs that you may have when it comes to money. Something that took me a long time to learn in life is that your perception creates your reality, meaning whatever you believe to be true will come true. When I work with people one-on-one, this is something we often talk about, which is their limiting beliefs when it comes to money. I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to answer it with a simple yes or no answer. Now, before I ask this, I want you to answer this question with the very first response that comes to mind. Are people that have a lot of money, like ultra wealthy people, think billionaire class, are they bad people? What was the first answer that came to mind? You answered yes, then I want to follow that up with another question, and that is, say that you came into a lot of money and it put you into that same billionaire class. Does that now make you a bad person? Now, for the second question, you may have now answered no to it, which is contradictory to your answer on the first question. Now, some of them may be considered bad people for some reason or another, and I'm not going to get into that. But that doesn't mean that necessarily all of them are, and that definitely doesn't mean that having that kind of money makes you a bad person. What this belief shows is that if you think that people that have lots of money are bad people, then no matter what you try to do in your conscious actions, you will always be fighting against what your subconscious believes to be true. If you're telling yourself that you want to have lots of money, and yet your subconscious belief is telling you that having lots of money will make you a bad person, you will ultimately let that little subconscious driver take control of the wheel, and they will always course correct to make sure that what you fear, in this case, having lots of money, therefore making you a bad person, will never come true. My experience with this was for quite some time, I was actually embarrassed when I started doing well financially. I would often minimize my progress or down talk how well I was doing when I was talking to any of my peers because I didn't want it to come across as arrogant or like I was bragging, and I really didn't want them to think that I was some kind of bad person. The real reason being because I had the belief ingrained in me that having money meant that you were greedy, arrogant, and sort of looking down on other people. It wasn't until I came to the realization that having money just really makes you more of what you are, and that I didn't see myself as a greedy or arrogant person. So therefore, if I had money, it wouldn't change who I was. It would just allow me to be more of what I am. I became less embarrassed to talk about my successes and found out that the majority of people surrounding me were not only supportive, but some became inspired to make positive changes because of this. Now, if I had continued to believe that having money and doing well meant you were a bad person, then I never would have made progress that I've made, and I never would have been able to help others do the same. So the first way to start transforming your financial identity is by challenging your limiting beliefs by asking the right questions. What you will find out is that these limiting beliefs will start to fall apart by just challenging them with 1 or 2 simple questions. The second way that you can start to transform your identity around money is to start asking yourself questions that will reveal your shadow self or parts of you that you may try to avoid or hide. These are called shadow questions. I often use these in self-reflection exercises with clients to help them bring to the surface the real feelings and beliefs that someone has about themselves when it comes to their financial identity. I often see in the self-development space a lot of talk about using positive affirmations and asking affirming questions as a way to help boost confidence and create inspiration. You can ask yourself, why do I deserve to be rich? Then you can answer it with things like, because I'm smart, because I work hard, because I'm a good person, and so on. Then you can continually tell yourselves these things in the mirror, which will boost your ego and confidence in the short term. However, here's what is usually happening and why this doesn't work for most people. Telling yourself positive affirmations without letting go of the core beliefs that are actually holding you back is like trying to run a 50-yard dash while you're strapped to a starting line with a bungee cord. You can run as fast and hard as you want, but you always just get pulled back to where you started. For this exercise, here's what I'd like you to do. Get a piece of paper and a pen, or you can pull up your notes app, and instead of asking yourself, why do I deserve to be rich? I want you to ask yourself, why do I deserve to be broke? Then I want you to freely write whatever comes to mind with no filter whatsoever. What comes out of your mind onto this paper will be your shadow self-talking, and this will be the real core belief that you have around money, and this will be the real reason why you are not where you want to be. Once you know what this answer is, then you can start the process of letting go of and completely transforming this core of your financial identity. So the second way that you can start transforming your financial identity is to ask yourself shadow questions around your money. If you're finding value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment about what your biggest takeaway from this video has been. The third way that you can start to transform your financial identity is to start changing your words. I saw this post once that stated that your thoughts create your words, which create your actions, which turn into habits, which build your character, therefore results in your destiny. There's also this concept that if you tell yourself a story long enough, you will believe it to be true. For example, the most common phrase that I hear is, I'm bad with money. So if you're constantly speaking this story over and over out loud, you will eventually believe it to be true, which therefore will make it true. It's incredible what just small changes in our word usage can make in not only our money, but also the entirety of our life. Let's take a look at that first phrase, I'm bad with money, and watch just how changing the wording of it to its real meaning will change everything involved. I'm bad with money tells yourself that no matter what you do, this is who you are. You are just bad with money. So your subconscious is going to say, why even try? This phrase also doesn't give you a starting point. What does bad with money even mean? Everybody will view the statement in a different way internally. So let's change this phrase to take it away from your identity, who you are, and put it into a place of possession, what you have or don't have. Instead of saying, I'm bad with money, you can now change that to, I haven't learned how to properly manage my money. This takes it off of who you are as a person and puts it onto a place of knowledge. And what do you do when you want to know something that you don't already know? You go find a place to learn it, just like you are doing right now by watching this video. After you figured out this truth, that it's not about being bad with money, but it's just that you haven't necessarily learned how to properly manage it, you can ask yourself this question. How can I learn how to manage my money better? Now you can begin the problem-solving process. How can you learn how to manage your money better? Well, a few things that you can do is to watch videos like this. You can read blogs or books. You can listen to podcasts. Or the fastest way to do so is you can hire a financial coach like me to help you build a system for managing your money. Once you've learned that there are all of these ways to learn how to manage your money better, you can take it a step further into action-taking mode. And you can now tell yourself, I'm ready to learn about money, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. Always remember that it's progress over perfection at all times. Here's something that I found to be true 100% of the time. People that say that they're bad with money are really not that bad with money at all. They're actually really good with money. They just don't have a system in place to manage their money. Once they have a good system, then they can prove that original belief to be wrong. Now to recap, here are the 3 ways that you can transform your financial identity from a place of struggling or just surviving to thriving. They are, number 1, is to start asking questions that will challenge any limiting beliefs that you may have when it comes to money. Number 2 is to start asking yourself shadow questions surrounding your money. And number 3 is to change the words that you say when it comes to money. All of these examples I gave in each category are just one of the many, many beliefs and phrases that people deal with when it comes to money. There are an infinite amount of beliefs and phrases. It's always an ongoing process. Now that you know ways that you can start transforming your financial identity, make sure to go back and watch my previous video where I show you a proven process that you can use for your paycheck so that you can start getting ahead. This is Brett Roos with RapidWise Financial Coaching, and I'll see you in the next video.